Yeah, I thought our our defense was a good team win. Our defense first half was really really good. I don't know what they were on 14. It felt like for a long time. I don't know how many minutes down the stretch, but maybe 7 8 minutes without a point there down late, and really allowed us to kind of gain some separation. I thought offensively, first half, obviously Devin hit a couple bombs. Alex, I think, made 4 threes, and I didn't love our offense in terms of the way we were playing, the pace, the aggressiveness. I thought we were a little bit tentative, but those guys really bailed us out with their shooting, and our defense kind of ruled the day. I was disappointed. I told them second half, just the lack of competitiveness, the lack of fire, the lack of fight. It's something that kind of afflicted us last year, and you look at the second half, they got 38, and they missed a ton of wide open looks to, they could have had a 58 or 60 point half had they made some open shots, but we didn't guard it all in the second half. So, you leave out encouraged by some things. Like I said, our first half defense was outstanding. Our offense in spurts was good. And we, right now, which is the case for most teams, we play exactly like we practice. We in spurts. There's goods, and when we're good, I think we're really good, and that's the same in practice. And when we're bad, we're really bad, and guys lose focus and lose intensity, and that's obviously a recipe against a good team. You're going to have to play a complete 40-minute game, and we've done it once with Davenport, but I'd say the other 3 wins, Clayton State, Aiken, and then today, there was times we were great and electric, and there was times where I thought we were not, there mentally and certainly not engaged in the game.
Devin, we wanted to go ahead and turn it over to you. Just kind of talk about today's performance. Obviously, kind of a breakout game for you, if you will. 21 points this afternoon. What was it about today where you were able to really get your offense going?
I really was just mainly focusing on just being aggressive, like being attack mode, staying aggressive. That was really just, I probably had played the worst game of my life, like, last week. It's hard to sleep at night throughout the, days, but I just really just came in and just wanted to be aggressive. Coach talked to me a lot. I just mess with I like all that, like everything Coach really build me, like really build my confidence. He hard on me though. He's probably one of the toughest coaches I ever been with, like ever. Like I ain't never been coached like this. Like he really gonna bring a dog out you.
Kind of talk about, obviously, you were at Trevecca Nazarene in Nashville. You come here, didn't play last year. How difficult is it to get into the actual game? Practice is one thing, scrimmages are one thing, but get into real games that count, that game action. How important is it for you to have had, the past few games and then slowly getting into it?
It's very different. Guys are very. I mean, we got a good team. Like probably, I ain't never been playing with a group that's this good. Or I ain't, where I'm from, it's probably like me. Probably like the only person out there. Wherever I've been playing, it was just me. But this team right here it can be anybody. To be honest, any given night.
Thank you, Devin. Coach, we'll go ahead and turn it back over to you. Um, Talk about defense in the first half. Obviously, second half, there was a lot of fouls called there early. Just kind of talk about how the flow went and how y'all were able to stay composed, and then really hitting some threes. I felt like later in the game.
Yeah, I thought, we got out, and the fouls were because, we were just a step slow, everywhere. And that's when you're not aware and you're not intense and you're not urgent, you have a tendency to foul because you're late to everything. And we were a step late everywhere. You saw it on the fouls, and then in the offensive rebounds. I think they had, 7 in the second half, only 3 in the first half, and they were beating us to loose balls. It was very similar to that 25-minute stretch against Aiken. We were just being outplayed. The difference today was that we were making shots. I mean 13 threes, and even in the second half, Jeremiah Keene makes I think 3 in that stretch, and Alex adds another, and Voss I think went 3 for 3 in the second half from 3. So we were able to. I thought our offense in the second half was better than it was in the first half in terms of attacking and getting paint touches and generating open shots, but you're going to have to get to a point, and this group's going to have to get to a point where, playing a 40-minute game, a complete game from tip to buzzer is what we do and what we're, that's the goal. And, it's that's part of having a team that, Devin hit on it, that's really talented, is you can kind of flip the switch on and off at times. And that's okay. Like today, it was fine. But, come the 3 conference road games coming up, come Queens coming here, Catawba, you go down the list in this league, Tusculum, you try to flip a switch on, you're going to get your feelings hurt, and we're going to be down, big and put ourselves in a hole we can't recover from. So this is part of the growth, and certainly all these guys, Dev, Voss, Cam Henry, and I mean, they're great kids, really good players. Ron, Calhoun, you go down the list of guys. But there's got to be that, that focus day to day. And if you practice at a high level and you're able to sustain it there, then those, practice habits become game reality, right? I mean, that's what happens inside the line. So I've got to do a better job of finding a way to get these guys to go the way they need to go on a daily basis. And then they got to do a better job of kind of trying to do what I'm asking them to do. And I think if we can meet halfway, then we'll start to kind of take off the way we need to, and again start to put a 40-minute game together, because that's the challenge, and that's what it's going to take in this league when we get into league play to win some of these games, because it is competition at its highest inside of South Atlantic Conference. There's no, in my opinion, no better D2 league in the country, top to bottom.
How important is it to have on any given night different players go off offensively? Obviously, Cam Calhoun, then Boss have been playing really well on the offensive side. Then tonight, with Devin and Alex kind of going off. How important and big is that to have a full rotation of guys on any given night to put up 20-plus points?
Yeah, no, you want to have a team where, that's the whole part of, being on a really good team, is guys to pick you up. We went in at halftime, and, we were without Julius Brown, who tweaked his ankle. We're without, Voss had 0 points, I think, at halftime, and, we're up 26. And that's a part of being a team, and playing with other really good players is it makes it easier in the game. Because teams can't focus all their attention on Devin or Voss or Alex or Ant or whomever, because we have a lot of places we can go with the ball. So it allows you, Devin played at Trevecca and was a great player there, but, he has the ball in his hands less here, right, because he's playing with other really good players, so he's got to learn to play off the ball and kind of complement each other. But I thought, from a standpoint of, having multiple guys that can do that, it's key. Because on a night like tonight, Anthony wasn't, as good as normal. Cam Henry wasn't his normal self. Voss had 13 in the second half and 0 in the first half. But when we got to halftime, it was Devin, it was Alex, and I think we talked about, last press conference, law average always kicks in, and it did for Alex tonight, did for Dev tonight, and now we got to come back, and we know we have a lot of guys. Our biggest strength as a team is the depth, the amount of good players we have. It's hard from a rotational standpoint to make sure we're getting everybody, the minutes that we can, and obviously we're redshirting a bunch of guys, but that's the greatest strength of this team, is the amount of good players we have, and if we can utilize that in the games and certainly in our practices to make each other better, then we're going to reap the benefits of that.